Welcome back to Weave Along with Elewys. I'm Elewys of Finchingfield. This is going to be a very quick intro because I've already done a bunch of the history on the Hallstatt pieces from the Austrian salt mines back in episodes 5 and 6. In this video, we're going to be looking at another piece from the Hallstatt finds. It's known as Hallstatt 123. It looks like a very complex piece. It has 4 threads per card, and it has fairly easy forward and backwards turns, just a lot of them. If you look at this extant piece, the background threads are darker in the middle and a little bit lighter on the outside. Clearly this is a deliberate design choice. So I thought I'd show you something a little bit different today and use different colors for the background warp to show you how that simple change can make your piece that much more visually interesting. If you'd like to read an article that has some really detailed looks at the fibers and the fragments that were found during this time period, Karina Gromer did an article about it, and I don't remember if I linked it last time, but I'll put it in the description below. It's a fascinating deep dive into microscopic levels of looking at these textiles. Pretty amazing. So I'll link that down below. Today we're celebrating the Kingdom of Lochak, and this is Australia, New Zealand, and its Antarctic territories. Now you remember I discussed their claims to Antarctica in a previous video. I'm not sure who their subjects are. Penguins? Little tiny fish? Not quite sure. Their colors are red, blue, and white. So for this project, you're going to need 19 cards, 2 or 3 colors, and your loom, and a cup of tea. So let's grab your loom and get started. We're ready to start our warping. We've got our loom, we've got the tension bar set all the way to the beginning. We have our instructions, which again look intimidating, but let's start with just the threading pattern at the bottom. I've got my Lazy Kate with my 3 colors ready to go. My very sharp scissors. Okay, Lazy Kate on the floor. Got my 19 cards. They're numbered 1 through 19. I've got the number 1 card at the top. I'm going to move my tea just a little bit. Got the pattern there so it's easily accessible. And the first 2 cards are all blue. All right, card number 1, 4 blue threads. We're going to leave a nice long thread, about 3 or 4 inches. Pinch it at the front peg, and then go up and over and around, just like we've done for so many other projects. Scissors are a little far away. Well, I think I'm going to have to find a better home for the scissors. I feel like I'm kind of rushing this project. I'm really not, but I do have a bit of a tight timeline. Getting on a plane tomorrow. Not for the first time since the pandemic. This would be the 4th time. 5th time? 5th time. Not afraid of flying. Not afraid of being around people. I've been vaccinated. I've done what I can. And of course I'm careful. So scoot these threads back just a little. All right, 4 threads. Card number 1. Again, cards labeled in a clockwise fashion. I'm going to turn the cards toward me. The first card is S threaded, which goes through the back of the card. Scoot all the threads back. Twice over from the left. Pull it tight. Once over from the right, pull it tight. That's the surgeon's knot and is very secure. It won't slip out. It will not slip out. And yeah, won't have a problem with your warp loosening as you work. Card number 2. So you're probably asking yourself, Elewys, where are you going tomorrow? I'm going to the beautiful state of Wisconsin, and I'm going to be going to a wedding. A friend of mine's daughter is getting married. It's been a very, very long planning process, of course, during COVID. But they said they were going to go ahead and do it and hope for the best. Oh, I lost my blue thread. There it is. And I thought I'd do maybe a little filming while I'm there. So I'm sure that most of you haven't been to Wisconsin, and it is a very beautiful place. I understand that it's been a very hot place for the past few weeks, so that'll be fun. Card number 2, also S-threaded. Pulling the threads from the back to the front. And that is card number 2. Make sure those are laying nicely. All right, now I need red. There we go. Red threaded. Not just kidding. That's the name of the pattern company. And thread number 2. So these are all red for card number 3. See what else has been going on. I went to the doubleheader soccer game yesterday. So the Seattle Sounders played against the Portland Timbers. Big rivalry game there. And prior to that, just a couple hours prior to that, the Seattle Reign played against the Portland Thorns, which are the women's team. And the women's team won. The Seattle Reign women's team won, which was pretty exciting. The men's team lost. So you win some, you lose some. But it was really exciting having the Seattle Reign and the Thorns play there. That's got to be the biggest crowd they've ever played in front of, because there had to have been 25 or 30,000 people there. It was really exciting. And they played really well. Pretty clean. And yeah, they walked away with a 2-1 win. All right, card number 3, also S-threaded. All 4 red. Surgeon's knot. Okay, so for the rest of the cards, it's going to be 2 colors. So the first 4 cards are going to be blue and white, and the next 5 cards will be red and white, and then we'll go back to blue and white. So we're going to start with the blue and white. Again, leave a nice long tail, pinch that down, put your fingers between the 2 colors, and thread them at the same time. Lost them. So for card number 4, again, S-threaded. In fact, all of these except for the last 3 cards are going to be S-threaded, so they're all going to go through the same side. A and B are white, and C and D are blue. So you pull A and B, and pull the white threads through. And then, a little bit of tangle. Okay. C and D through the back. Twice over. I'm going to scoot these back just a smidge. And then we will continue this for the rest of the pattern. Okay, let's get started with the weaving part. Now what I've done is I've printed out the pattern, and because it's so long, I split it up into 2 parts and put them side by side so that it'll fit on one piece of paper and be large enough for me to read it. So I will be using a ruler to follow along. I usually put the ruler just above the line that I'm doing and then move it up line by line as I go. I have a shuttle that is, it's got some leftover weft thread wrapped around it from the last project, but it's the same red thread, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I'm going to start by pulling the tail through the middle, nestling it in there about 2 fingers from the knots, and turn all your cards forward. Put your shuttle through, pick the thread off of there, bring the tail back through to anchor it, cards forward again, shuttle back through, tail back through, what the heck, one more time, tighten it up, give it a good pull, turn the cards again. I'm going to press that down a little bit, pull it through, turn the cards one more time. So we have AD back at the top again. Press. Leave that little loop behind. So you see, pattern's kind of, it's got a little bit of a gobbledygook kind of a look to it. That's okay. This is just the first couple of passes just to anchor everything together and get it ready for the weaving. The really delightful thing about this pattern is that it is twist neutral. Yay! The next part of the weaving is to start turning the cards forwards and backwards to create the pattern. I generally move the cards forward and back so that I know which ones are going to be going forward and which ones are going to go backwards. The pattern, the white colored squares in the background, go forward. The dark colored square, the gray squares, go backward. So we're going to move them into those packs. So the first 5 go forward, the next 4 go backwards, the next 2 go forward, and then 3 go backwards. Now we've got them set apart visually. So turn the backwards cards backwards, the forwards cards forwards, and then you'll toss your shuttle between them, press down, pull the loop that you left behind from the previous pick, wrap it back around the shuttle because it falls off easily, and leave a little loop behind. The next pick, the first 5 cards go forward, 3 go back, 2 forward, and 4 back, and the last 5 go forward. So we're going to turn the backwards cards backwards and the forwards cards forwards. Press, pull that loop, and then leave the new loop behind. Next one, pick 3, 3 forward, 1 back, 1 forward, 2 back, 2 forward, 5 back, and the last 5 go forward. And this is essentially how the whole pattern will go. Pick number 4, 4 forward, 2 back, 2 forward, and then 6 back. That's 3 and 6, and the last 5 go forward. Now if you look, most of the cards have AD back at the top, but not all of them. And it'll look a little bit like a hot mess for quite some time, but that's okay. This is how it's supposed to go. It will come back together at the end of the 72 picks. And like I said, this is a lot of picks, but they're all straightforward. There's nothing super complex about the turning sequences. You just follow the pattern using your ruler, and keep good count. 3 forward, 2 back, 2 forward, and 7 back. It's a little fuzzy stuck on there. Now you'll start seeing a pattern emerge in the next couple of picks. 3 forward, 3 back. Five forward, 3 back, 3 forward, 3 back. Forward, 4 back, 3 forward, and 5 back. Well, the only cards that are actually going to build a twist on this one are the border cards, so the 3 on the left and the 3 on the right. But flipping those every so often, maybe every 30, 35 picks, they'll untwist themselves. And because they're solid colors, they won't have any change in the pattern at all. This is really turning out nice. Hope you can see there's not too much glare from the window. Yeah, I need to shift it, and I might need to also flip the border cards because they are getting a little over twisted here. So to shift the work on the loom, you loosen up your tension pretty significantly. I grab the threads here and I just scoot it around the loom. Again, this is a circular warp, so it goes all the way around in a big circle. So the end is tied to the beginning, and then I'm going to push the twist up over the bar. Oh, yarns are wrapping around each other a little bit. And tighten it up a little bit more. And now I am ready to continue weaving. Okay, to flip the cards, loosen the tension. I mean, nice and slack. I'm going to tighten it up there so you can see it's nice and slack. And you will simply turn the cards from S to Z. And just the border cards. Flippity, flippity, flip. And now, as you weave, you continue to go forward, just like you were before, and it will take the twist out of your warp. Tighten it back up again, and continue weaving. Yeah, this isn't supposed to be white. That's supposed to be blue. All right, I'm going to back up. Sometimes you just gotta back up. Figure out where you went wrong. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward. So it's 3, 6 forward, 2 back, 2 forward, and 1 back. Alright. Take the backwards cards forwards and the forwards cards backwards. So you're basically unweaving what you've already woven. And there's a mistake right there. Card number, whatever this is. What card is this? Still have to go one more time. 15. Card number 15. Mess that one up. Oh, no, that's not the only one. Number 15 and number 16. Oh, turning it the wrong way. Two, 3, back 2, and this one and back one more. I think this is where I made the mistake. So 4 forward, 1 back, 2 forward, 2 back, 5 forward, and 2 back. And I think I forgot to put the 2 back. I think that's where things went awry. Indeed. Okay, so I'm going to turn those back to there. So I will have just finished up that sequence. So this one, wait a minute. No, I will have just finished that. So that's 35 right there. Okay, then I do the turning sequence for 36. Yes, that has, the last 2 cards are white before the border cards, and that has to show up there, which didn't before. So the next one is 3 back, no, 3 forward, 2 back, 3 forward, 2 back, 4 forward, and 2 back. Oh, that looks better. Okay, so the blue thread didn't show up before, but now it has. And that is what I want.